In section 2, we're going to continue looking at our relationships like alternate interior angles, consecutive interior angles, alternate exteriors, and corresponding angles. But now those angles are actually going to be formed when we have parallel lines. And then we'll finish out with some algebra at the end. So first part, we're going to look at the corresponding angles postulate. And it basically says if two lines are cut by a transversal, two parallel lines cut by a transversal, then each pair of corresponding angles are congruent. So for example, angle 1 and angle 3 would be congruent, 2 and 4 are congruent, 7 and 5, and 8 and 6 are all congruent, because those would be our corresponding angles. So in example 1 in the figure, I have angle 5 equaling 72 degrees. Find the measure of each angle and tell me which postulate or theorems you used. So letter A, I'm telling us that we know that angle 5 is 72 degrees. Now I want to know what the measure of angle 4 is. Well, since 4 and 5 are corresponding, that means the measure of angle 4 is equal to 72 degrees. And we know that because they are corresponding angles. That would be the postulate that we just talked about. Letter B, now I want to know what the measure of angle 2 is. Well, since now I know angle 4 is 72, because I just did that in letter A, I know that 4 and 2 are congruent because 2 and 4 are vertical angles. So we're going to say the measure of angle 2 is also 72 degrees because of vertical angles to angle 4.